Hello, everybody, and welcome to Westcoasting with Joan and Corrine. Joan Agajanian Quinn is the former West Coast editor of Andy Warhol's Interview magazine and society editor of the Herald Examiner. Her cover stories are seen in Venice and Detour magazines, as well as Angelus. Celebrity news reporter Corinne Trotter is a Hollywood syndicated columnist for Capital News Service and the Beverly Hills Post. Here they are now with their friends, giving you the behind-the-scenes insights and exclusives on society, entertainment, and the arts on the West Coast. Joan and Corrine.
Hi, Joan.
How are you?
Joan, and I'm Corrine, and we're here to bring you the arts and entertainment and what's been going on in the town. Joan, where did you go this week? You went all over. I could hardly get you on the phone.
That's right. I went to a lunch at Spago. You know, Spago doesn't usually serve lunch, but they had a lunch for Maida Heater, who just wrote a cookbook.
Yes.
And she had a whole table of desserts like this.
Good, I didn't go. I'm fasting.
Does it look like I put on any weight?
No. That looks scrumptious.
What
Great.
they did in the book, instead of doing photographs, is they have drawings. And you know, I'm always looking for the art in things. So here's the art in this book, the drawings of the bread and the cakes.
Great.
And you? Where did you go?
Oh, I went to there's a big trend now, Joan, on studios having charity parties. I think the studio is going to replace, the big sound stages are going to replace the ballrooms. First of all, they're a lot less money for the charity, and the studios give, like 20th Century Fox gave an entire sound stage, all decorated, for the City of Hope, and it was a wonderful party, and they had a big buffet, and that was a great party. They also, Dream Street was out at 20th Century Fox, and that back lot, you know, the one where Carrie Fisher was walking with Dennis Quaid in that recent movie, and then there was a party at Paramount George Lucas had.
But they like to have parties on sound sets. It's just kind of hard to get them.
It's fun, and I think it's a little more reasonable. Well, I think the studios are more and more into leasing it, and parking's easier, and it's safer, and people are excited about going to the studios.
But you went to something else this weekend, another big party.
Oh, I went to a tennis tournament Nancy Reagan had. She raised $500,000. Everybody was there. I went to the Heidi Chronicles. Did you see that yet with Amy Irving?
No, but I did talk to Wendy Wasserstein. She had a party at her house a few months ago in New York, her flat in New York. And she
I went like the plebeians and paid for the ticket and went. I'm
planning to see it, though. It's going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be here for a long time. They're going to change. Amy Irving will step out and someone else will be in.
Oh, she's very good. I was quite excited for her.
Wendy Wasserstein is brilliant.
Yeah,
and she's writing a movie script now.
Yes. I didn't particularly find myself in the script, but I noticed there were people around me who were in that era.
You weren't one of the women?
I never thought I was unequal. You know, it never occurred to me I wasn't equal, you know? In fact, I don't know what they're hollering about still. Anyway, there go half our audience.
What about...
I saw a lot of screenings. I saw Jacob's Ladder. I saw a lot of them. Jacob's Ladder is a select audience, but if you don't like to see gory things, don't. But Tim Robbins is gorgeous, and Susan Sarandon has a gorgeous boyfriend, I must tell you. He's going to do a lot of work.
Are you going to whisper that to us later?
No, I'm not. No. But I had the most exciting time today. On my way to the studio here, guess who I saw? Bridget Nielsen and her new husband, right in Beverly Hills. And I'm driving my old beach car, and I've got curlers in my hair. But she was delightful, and she said, right on.
You stopped and talked to her?
Oh yeah, of course. I screeched. I said, Bridget, it's Corrine. She said, who? I said, Bridget, don't you remember me from Patrick's Rota? And then we and then we hugged and kissed. I said, she's gorgeous. She's got her hair blonde. Now you do know she got married to Sebastian, right?
Sebastian
You
who?
were not up on Bridget's...
Sebastian who?
I'm trying to think of his last... He's gorgeous, folks. He's very handsome, nice.
She left the other?
She left the football player, and she's back, and she's going to start up work very shortly.
Well, I think that should have been a whisper.
That should have been a whisper. You can't... When I saw her legs, I said, that's Bridget. I know that's Bridget. So anyway, she's in town.
Did you?
We went to the Jewel Ball, which was great.
Yes.
Gloria Walper, who was our guest last week with Michelle Schmoller, had a big party at the Regency for the homeless, and they're having the, for PATH, they're having the silent Thanksgiving dinner, which is a nice event.
Actually, the party that Walpers gave was at
They
the
underwrote
Regency
that.
Club,
Yeah.
but it was a kickoff for their
Yes.
silent.
Yeah.
Their silent.
Yeah. It's to remind everybody
Event.
to
The silent
remember the homeless.
The silent
Yeah.
event is
Yeah.
not going to the event.
That's right. Isn't that wonderful?
You don't
We
have
could
to
phone it in.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a lot. This is the weekend, the month actually, that the Berlin Wall went down. And there's a book with photographs. Terry Tillman did it on some of the pictures that were on the wall.
Is it true that those wall pieces are very valuable? Because I have some friends who have pieces of it.
They've been trying to bring some of them to the U.S. I think that they're such
But
large
who would
pieces.
know? Who would know? Say this
Well,
is
I
a real
think-
piece of the wall, or this is not. This is a phony piece of
Oh,
wall.
I think you can tell.
You can't-
I
you
think
can.
you can tell. You can tell. The other thing is, you know, when you look around, there's so much art in everything. And Walter Cronkite did this wonderful book.
Did he paint that?
No. Ray
It's a
Ellis
wonderful
painted
painting.
it. But
Wonderful.
he's the dean of newscasters, so
Yes.
you know that he really zones in on what he's doing. And instead of photographing the wonderful places he has watercolors of all the
Beautiful.
places that he went. So I think that's
Beautiful.
a terrific
That's
thing.
I love watercolor. He's quite a seaman, isn't he?
He loves to sail.
Yeah,
He's from the
yeah.
upstate. And I know you went to breakfast at Tiffany's.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't go?
I was on deadline until my publisher, Margaret Harris, went. So
Well, I went to
didn't-
lunch at Tiffany's.
You
and I
did. You went to...
I went to lunch, and I sat next to Gene Moore, who has been with the company for 35 years, and he's an artist who has designed the windows. And he has such clever things. They did a book all about the clever windows that he's designed.
Yeah.
And I'll show you, Corrine.
Are they the
because-
same here as they are in New York and,
Well,
and all in
they
Chicago,
just
all this
started actually because they have very small windows, and he does things in little tiny spaces.
stuff?
Look,
Oh, that's adorable.
chalk, little drawing with chalk, and there's a really fabulous one. I think they did a display of watches, Swiss watches. So they did a Swiss cheese and a little mouse
You know,
holding this.
don't you love to go down Wilshire Boulevard and see all the beautiful shop windows? I do. I think they're wonderful.
I
And
think
oh, I
it's-
didn't see that window this week.
But
I like
they're
it.
always something.
There's a wonderful...
And talking, you're the movie star person. Dinah Shore is.
She's such a great gal.
She's
Golfer.
doing all of her cooking, and she's going to be cooking at a restaurant, and she's having celebrities. Suzanne Plachette's going to come in and do Oriental chicken salad, which should give you the lead-in to what we're going to do next.
Well, we have a lovely young lady who came, a great actress who came to join us today, thanks to Joan knowing her. This is the first time I've met her, and I'm very interested in Joan Chen, who was the star in The Last Emperor. I saw her then in the movie, and I saw her at a press coverage, and oh, you were in that white gown. I'll never forget it. You were so beautiful and so serene. And I think you speak 3 or 4 languages, don't you?
Yeah, I speak Chinese, English, and I speak a little German. And,
Yeah. And you learned that in China and before you came here?
I learned some in China, but
Some.
English I mostly picked it up
I can't
here.
even tell you have an accent. Well, anyway, my first impression was, and it's substantiated meeting you in the green room today. So thank you so much for coming. You've just finished working on a picture called Turtle Beach.
Yes, Turtle
And you and another beautiful young actress star in it.
Beach. Greta Scacchi.
Yes.
Yes.
And she's from Australia, right?
Well, she's from Australia and England. I mean, she lives in
She-
London
she
and
look-
Australia.
Yeah, she looked like
yes.
a very strong lady.
Yeah,
in the
she is a
trailer.
very strong lady.
And Joan, tell me how you met this beautiful young lady.
Joan Chen.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Do you remember when?
I think it was at some party. It was.
We were doing, I was actually writing for an English magazine, and we were doing a photo shoot. And Joan was there, and then we
She's
got
the
back.
best interviewer, and she's the best fun.
Yeah.
Then we got back together because she's very interested in the arts as well. And she has a brother who's a painter. We'll meet him later. And there we are.
I just love your face. Where did you take your training? Did you study in
Yeah,
here or in the United States?
No, I studied drama in China. I left high school at 13, 14, and went to the drama school and studied.
What did they teach? Stanislavski? What
Yeah,
the
they
method?
do. They do the method. It's
Not
exactly
so much
the same
you and
school.
the art, but the art and you.
It's a different. It's a Chinese Stanislavski. It's
What do
different,
they
but
call it?
basically it's the same. No, we do study the books that he wrote and everything.
And Chekhov and all the
Yeah,
greats you do,
yeah,
plays. And...
yeah. Chekhov, and we did Shakespeare in Chinese and.
Well, tell me
You
how.
did Shakespeare in Chinese? Were you free to act in China, or were there barriers
Well,
put on you?
Free as much as we knew what freedom was. I mean, not as free as what we can do in here, of course. There was always restrictions. I think every culture puts on restrictions on people's emotions. And politically, there was restrictions. And that,
But
Was
how
it
did
hard?
you? Excuse me. I want to know how she got to the United States with that coveted role that probably every actress in China tried out for, right? Or did
Yeah.
Did the director? His name is.
Bernardo Bertolucci, he's wonderful.
He saw you in something, or
I was,
your agent?
at that time, studying directing. So I was going to step out of acting, and I wanted to be a director.
Yes.
So I was in the university studying directing, and I heard of him wanting to do The Last Emperor, and I said, I want to be his assistant. I told him I'm bilingual, I'm studying, I can be a good assistant. And he saw me, he said, no, be my empress,
Is that right?
Oh my God, that's like isn't that
I
wonderful?
never even dreamed of it. I
You're
just-
perfect for it. I
yeah.
could see why he said it.
Well,
Yeah.
great.
And how long did you tour with that? Did you go from city? Because I know they had many press.
We went to everywhere. It was great. I felt like an ambassador, really, for the Chinese culture. So little people know about. Not many people really know
I'm
about that.
ashamed that I don't know more. Oh,
No,
we're
but I
gonna-
felt good.
Yeah. And how? And now you're on Twin Peaks.
Yes.
That's where all the ladies. Who's really killed Bob, right?
Who killed Laura Palmer? Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
Bob Palmer?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you wouldn't
You're not
find
going to
out.
tell us?
No, we're going to find out soon. I think next week, the week after next week. I think we'll find
Soon?
out soon. Yeah, very soon.
Well, would they do anything like that in China, do you think? Do they have things that carry on week after week?
We now do, but in China it's different. It's like usually it's 40 episode. It's set, and we do it. We finish 40 episode in 3 months, and that's on, and that's finished.
And when we
Yeah.
come back, we're going to talk to your brother, and I want to know if you're going
Yeah.
to go back into directing also.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Stay tuned. Stay here, Joan. Don't move.
Okay.
Hello, Joan Quinn. I'm back on the set of Westcoasting with Joan and Corrine with our guest today, the talented actress Joan Chen. When we left at the break, we wanted to see a scene from The Last Emperor, and we'll have the roll in right now. Joan Chen in The Last Emperor.
I also had a tutor like Mr. Johnston. Miss Windsor. She's American. Miss Windsor taught me how to do the dance of the quick step. Does the Emperor
Will you teach me?
Leave us. Leave us. If Your Majesty thinks it is old-fashioned to make the rain and the wind with a stranger, we can be like a modern couple to begin with.
A modern couple?
Good night.
Good night.
Real big weddings, weren't they? Wedding night. We're talking about the wedding night. And I guess it's a lot different in China or in royal weddings when the, maybe the viewers would like to hear that, the explanation, Joan.
Well, the servants were helping. The servants were helping them to take off their clothes, and she's trained. She's been told the night earlier what to do.
Your character.
Yeah, my character, the Empress. And he was scared. So the servants were helping to take off their clothes slowly so he wouldn't notice. But he did. So
And in real life?
well, in real life, it's about the same thing, the royal wedding. The servants were always there because they can watch. The servants just don't count.
I wonder
And
if
what
the
about all
English do
your-
that, Joan.
Your long hair.
I had long hair then. I had hair to here.
Yes, you did. Wait, what did you do? What Mia Farrow did when she got mad one night? She just chopped
No,
it off?
I never get mad. I'm a real calm person. No, I did it for a movie. I did it for a movie called The Blood of Heroes. And then I did The Blood of Heroes.
What did you do in that movie?
I-
You want your
I-
hair so defeminized.
Yep. I had a crew cut
Whoa,
from
whoa.
waist length. A
You
little
were
lower than
really
waist
into the
length.
method acting there, right?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I'm
no, I
afraid
was-
to ask you, what part did you play?
I played Jugger, which is a fighter. We fought with dog skulls as a game, like a football game.
From the last emperor to the...
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Fabulous,
With-
fabulous.
I think you'll notice on the set today, we have a painting by
Yes.
Joan Chen's brother, Chase Chen. Welcome, Chase.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome.
I love your work. I think it's fabulous.
It's a
Thank you.
self-portrait.
You
Corrine.
told me he was good. It's a self-portrait.
Yeah, it's great. You don't see much of his face here, but it's great. It's great, isn't it?
How long have you been exhibiting?
This one I finished about 3-4 months ago.
How long have you been in the United States?
5 years.
You came
Yeah.
after your sister?
Yeah. It seemed like a very long time because I've done many things here
In the last 5 years?
last 5 years.
You see-
Yeah.
Did you learn to paint obviously in China?
Yeah. It's a long time. I painted when I was a boy.
I was the first model.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But during the Cultural Revolution, did they keep you from painting?
Not really. Actually, that was the only thing I could do, painting. And everybody either do painting or play violin. You know, it's very hard if you want to write something. So painting is visual. You can explain in a different way. And,
Yeah.
Were you
yeah.
acting at the time?
I started acting when I was 13, and he started painting way before that. He started painting when
Yeah.
he was a young boy,
Yeah.
young boy.
So there was no problem with both of your going into a cultural type of situation?
No, I had fun.
But you came from a very, very well-educated background and lived in a very small community. Tell us a little bit about that.
I always live in a smaller community. You know, I have few kids to play with, and their parents are friends of our parents. And I stay in this place. Actually, I spent lots of time by myself, and at that time.
Is it close to Shanghai?
It's in Shanghai.
Oh, it is.
It's in Shanghai, but we don't go anywhere. It's a community. All the
It
parents.
must be like a closed, gated community.
Yeah, it's a closed gated.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
They
a
had that
little
idea
yard.
in Beverly Hills once, but it didn't fly.
So why was it? What type of people were living there?
Doctors.
Only
It's,
doctors.
Only doctors.
Yeah.
It's a very small community, and in China, people usually don't move that much.
We haven't moved at all. I mean, my mother was born in that house, and we were born in that house,
For the
and
last
so the
40
house is still
years,
there.
maybe.
And your mother's still living there?
My parents still living there. Yeah, my grandmother refused to move, and nobody moves there anyway. Nobody moves until the building is like the law said you have to tear it
Condemned.
down. Yeah.
But your parents were medical people. How did you get into totally creative fields, 2 children?
I don't know.
Everybody must have been so, you know,
Were the
feeling well.
other doctors' children doing the same thing, or were they going to medical school?
They go to medical
They
school.
go to, yeah, most of them go
My
to
parents
medical
wanted us to go to
computers
medical
and stuff
school.
like that.
Are you sorry you didn't?
No, not at all.
You like show business?
No,
The
so
art
I'm
world?
happy I'm not a doctor. No, to see sick people every day. I mean, my parents, they worked really for a noble cause. They don't make money. The doctors there, I mean, our father is always in the hospital dealing with sick people, and it's a very noble thing. You just don't make money. You just do that because you're educated to serve the
Yeah,
people.
they work 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Well, an artist works 7 days a week, an actress works 7 days a week.
Writers work 7 days a week.
Exactly. I think maybe a different kind of thing when you're creating. You're happy working, but
I'm happy, yeah. I always
should-
take it as a hobby.
it's more than
Yeah,
Did they have gallery shows in China? How did you show your
Yeah.
work?
I was a teacher when I was in China, art teacher. So I had shows, big shows once a year,
But you're so young now. How old are you?
31.
He's looking better.
But
Oh,
as
you
a-
were 18. My gosh.
But I noticed this change. So when I was a teacher, I was 22. And students asked me how old I said I was 22. I said, you're so young.
Yes. Yeah.
But now people ask me, you look so young.
You're not young. You look so young.
But the young is still there.
No, it's really no. Well, you're
but
probably.
how was it though teaching art? Did you teach representational art, or did you teach what we always think of as Chinese brushstroke?
I teach representation art. Yeah, I teach how to paint, how to draw. I prefer to be a painter instead of an artist, because artist, I want, besides a painter, dress like a painter with earrings, ponytail,
Is that how you want to
watch
be?
calendars,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
and also paint. I mean, describes more, I think, as a painter. I prefer to be a painter now, in
But
a
it's-
contemporary sense.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
And then, so you had shows because you were teaching in China. Have you had shows here?
Yeah, I had shows in different places. I just had a show, Art Expo show.
At
That's
Art
the
Expo,
place-
yes, we were there, yes.
Yeah, we met. And I participate in Art Expo shows for 4 times. And I had a one-man show in a gallery called the Gallery Plus on Melrose.
I wonder how hard it is it's hard for young artists to find a gallery to represent them.
It is very hard.
Is it
yeah.
hard for also someone coming with a foreign background into that situation?
It's very hard. I still can't believe it. It's very hard.
You brought a picture of your sister. She said she
Yeah.
was one of your models. Will you
She's
show us?
always
With
my
that
model.
face and, and,
This
and
is
beauty.
brilliant.
Oh.
No, you have to
I
show
really-
it. You have to
yeah.
show it to the camera. I want it on.
That's
It's-
the position I'm supposed to be behind the paintings.
Behind the paintings.
Yeah.
Ah,
No,
there,
he
see, look
always-
in the monitor there.
Isn't that
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Isn't that great? It's just
It-
this is not my
Also-
public persona. You know, this is more my private.
Do you feel like
Time.
he got their
Yeah.
inside
Yeah.
more than...
Yeah, not many
Yeah.
people know that
she
part
has a
of
very
me.
Gibson kind of girl.
How do you do
Because
that,
I
Chase?
know her so well. This is one of my favorite drawings. I really like this. It's I like her sensitive changes of face. And I love
Yes,
to do
very
this. It's a
expressive.
challenge.
Have you painted her as well?
I painted her. Actually, we have a picture. I painted her a long time ago.
That was when I was 15.
Yeah.
When I was 15, he did a gorgeous one. We don't have it, but we have photographs of it. It's great. Yeah. it's
Now,
great.
have you gotten into? Do you just? Is it against your culture, or do you date American men? And you
Do we both date American?
No, do you date American women? Do you date? I mean, the viewers want to know who you're going out with, who you're seeing. Are you going to plan to have a family? You know, those kind of things.
Yeah.
You're going to stay around for a while, and
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's more difficult because I travel a lot.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, I don't care about what nationality really. I
Right.
mean,
But it's not-
Me
just
either.
no.
I think
Because-
it's a very personal thing.
Yeah.
Well, our show is almost ended, Corrine. It went
Oh
so
my
fast.
goodness! Oh, well, we'll be back.
We
We'll
didn't
be
get
back.
to talk to you, Chase, very much, but thank you for bringing your wonderful
Oh, his
work
work
with
speaks
you.
for itself.
And
Everybody
yeah.
has your gallery.
Yeah.
And Joan,
Please.
thank you for being with us.
pleasure.
Will you come back
Pleasure.
again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Bring your mother this time.
I'll bring my
Yeah.
mother next time.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.